Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well this week. Remember last week we wrote, or you wrote two speeches, one as a pro appeasement speech for Neville Chamberlain, and the other one as an anti appeasement speech for Winston Churchill. Well, Winston Churchill was right. Hitler couldn't be believed, and you could certainly make an argument that maybe appeasement helped because it gave countries that were going to fight Hitler more time to build up their army and navy. But it really does go down in history as a failed policy. So we see Hitler within a little less than 3 months later, after he's given the Sudetenland through the policy of appeasement in Munich, he takes over the rest of Czechoslovakia. And you see Czechoslovakia in yellow here. It really just sort of juts into Germany, and Germany attacked from three fronts and was a very, very quick war, less than about 10 days. And all of Czechoslovakia is now incorporated into Germany. Why is Hitler doing all this? Why is Hitler invading his neighbors? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is Hitler likes to make historical claims. When you think back throughout history and back around the time of Martin Luther, when there was almost 300 small German principalities, a lot of those areas were now part of other European nations, and Hitler sort of makes these claims. But the main reason, what he's looking for, is something called Lebensraum, which is German for living space. Hitler's new master race that he was creating by eliminating all the degenerate aspects of other ethnic groups and purifying the German blood, this new German race was going to need space to live in, and that's why he's expanding the empire. Well, with Czechoslovakia down, Poland sees itself as next on Hitler's list of territory. And Hitler did make a claim that Poland should be part of German territory, especially the portion of Poland that used to be the German province of Prussia. When Hitler makes this claim, the world has now learned that Hitler can't be trusted, and he needs to be stopped. A couple of countries step in at this point. Great Britain and France make a pledge to Poland that if they are ever invaded, France and Great Britain would declare war on Germany. And you can see Poland's very precarious position in 1940 with two ravenous powers on its eastern border, the Soviet Union, and on its west, Nazi Germany. But before Germany can invade Poland, Hitler wants to. This agreement, the Rome-Berlin Axis, or the Pact of Steel, put these two leaders, Mussolini and Hitler, and their two countries, Italy and Germany, as allies in what was going to be a much expanded war. The problem of Russia. Nazi ideology was completely opposed to the Bolshevik ideology of Joseph Stalin. Stalin and Hitler couldn't stand each other, and they didn't trust each other. But Hitler is now going to offer Stalin something that he can't refuse. On August 23, 1939, Germany and the Soviet Union signed the Soviet-German Non-Aggression Pact. What was key about this is that Germany makes a promise, agrees to never invade the Soviet Union. So any troops going into Poland, Hitler wants Stalin to know I'm not coming for you. I'm only taking Poland. And the real sweet part of the deal is that the Soviet Union is going to get half of Poland when the Nazis invade and Poland falls. So now, with no resistance from Italy to the south and the Soviet Union to the east, Hitler launches an attack on Poland. September 1st, 1939, Germany invades. They invade with a new type of warfare. An Italian journalist gave it the name Blitzkrieg, or lightning war. Blitzkrieg basically it's a well-timed attack where you have planes dropping bombs. If you're the one being attacked, within seconds of the bombs being dropped, the tanks are right on top of you. Right behind the tanks, you have ground forces. This is rapid warfare. There's no time to stop and defend. And Poland fell in less than a week. 3 days after the invasion of Poland, as promised, Great Britain and France declare war on Germany, and now we are headed for an expanded world war. Hitler now begins to invade any country that did not have a military alliance with him. These are neutral countries that wanted nothing to do with war. They're invaded anyway. Germany invades Denmark and Norway in April. 1 month later, Luxembourg is invaded. That same month, Germany invades the Netherlands, and they move into Belgium and France. And after furious months of fighting, Germany forces the French to surrender. Hitler won, right? No, there's one country left. Great Britain and its new Prime Minister, Winston Churchill. This brings us to the whole point of this slide presentation, the first major turning point of the war, the Battle of Britain. This is an air war between the German Air Force, called the Luftwaffe, and the RAF, or the Royal Air Force. In order for Hitler to invade Great Britain, he needed to take out Great Britain's Air Force. This air war is referred to as the Battle of Britain. Great Britain, during these months, stands alone fighting the Germans. They were able to hold out over an intense 6 months of German bombing British cities, munition factories, and when the Blitz hit, it was German residential areas. So really, you want to talk about who saved the world from Nazism? It was the RAF. One of Churchill's more famous quotes was about these RAF pilots, who were vastly outnumbered by the German Luftwaffe. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. So as this 6-month air battle was raging, the rest of the Allies, France, Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg, were in constant communication with President Roosevelt in the United States, begging the United States to enter the war. Roosevelt seems to want to support his European allies. However, the American public is really in a neutrality phase. Not so much isolationism, but neutrality. In fact, the U.S. government had passed neutrality acts keeping the United States out of European affairs. So next week, we're going to look at Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union after they're defeated in the Battle of Britain. And we'll look at the United States' entry into the war. But for now, let's just focus on the Battle of Britain. You can watch this, if you can stand my voice, you can watch this slideshow a couple more times. There's a small quiz, a few questions. Just click on the link on our Google Classroom. Take a quick quiz. And for God's sake, get outside. It is a gorgeous week this week with everything starting to grow. So this is just a quick one this week. Like I said, next week we'll get into really the end of the war and we'll get into the Cold War period. All right, everyone. I hope you're doing well and take care. This is Mr. Decker signing out.